Once upon a time in a city by the sea, there lived a young man named Arslan. Now Arslan was like most young men of his age. He wanted a beautiful wife, a high-paying job, and an exciting life. But unlike others, he was extremely picky about everything. If it wasn't perfect, he didn't want it. For example, he had been searching for the perfect business idea for years. He thought that if he could just find the right thing, he would become a multimillionaire. But every business idea he came across seemed lacking somehow. Some were too competitive. Others didn't seem profitable enough. And so, still searching, he ended up doing odd jobs for people and working for peanuts while he waited for his big break. He believed that the perfect time to get married would be when he became successful in his business, had a lot of money, and could afford to throw a massive wedding. He envisioned a beautiful ceremony with all their family and friends present, dancing the night away and celebrating with them. But until then, he decided to remain single and put his dating life on hold. He did the same thing with other aspects of his life. He saved for the perfect vacation, the perfect car, the perfect house. So much so that his friends stopped inviting him to things because he always said no unless it was perfect. "What is perfect anyway?" asked one of his best friends, puzzled. "A life full of maybes," replied Arslan, chuckling. His friend shook his head and left, thinking that Arslan was crazy. Fast forward 3 years, Arslan was now older, lonelier, and still no closer to his goals than before. Instead of being proactive and making things happen, he spent his days looking at what others had accomplished and wondering why he couldn't have that. He got into the habit of comparing himself to others, which made him feel miserable and even more alone. One day, overwhelmed with this feeling, Arslan went out for a walk by the sea. As he strolled along the shore, he saw a group of children playing in the sand. One of them had built an impressive sandcastle. Arslan approached the boy and asked, "Can I take a look?" "Sure," said the boy proudly. Arslan examined the castle. It was magnificent, complete with towers, drawbridges, and moats. "It's amazing," he said to the boy, who beamed with joy. Then Arslan asked, "How long did it take you to build this?" "All morning," the boy replied. "Wow," said Arslan. "I can see how much work you put into it. It must feel good to know that you created something so beautiful." The boy nodded happily. "It does," he said. But suddenly a wave crashed into the castle, washing it all away. The boy's face fell, and he started to cry. Seeing this, Arslan felt a pang of sympathy. He knelt down next to the boy and asked, "Are you okay?" The boy looked up at him, with tears in his eyes. "I worked so hard on that castle," he said. "I just wanted it to be perfect, but the waves keep ruining it." Arslan understood exactly how he felt. He had spent countless hours agonizing over his own plans, trying to make them perfect only to have them fall apart at the last minute. He realized that he had been doing this for years, and it was holding him back from actually living his life. In that moment, he decided to do something crazy. Took the boy's hand and said, "Let me buy you an ice cream. Then we'll go find you some new materials to build an even better castle." The boy's face lit up, and he nodded excitedly. Together they walked to the ice cream shop where Arslan bought him not just one but 2 ice creams. As they enjoyed their sweet treats, Arslan thought about all the things he had been putting off. His proposing to his girlfriend, starting that business, traveling with his friends. He had been waiting for the perfect moment for so long that he had forgotten how to simply enjoy the present. He realized that waiting for perfect was keeping him from experiencing the good that was happening right now. From that day on, Arslan made a conscious effort to stop waiting for perfect and start living in the moment. He began to appreciate the little things in life and the people around him. He started taking action towards his goals, even if they weren't perfect. And guess what? Things actually started to happen. His business took off not because it was perfect, but because he finally had the courage to take the leap. He proposed to his girlfriend not because he had the perfect ring, but because he realized that no one is perfect, and settling for someone who was good enough was sometimes better than holding on to an ideal that didn't exist. He traveled with his friends, not because he had the perfect vacation planned, but because he wanted to be present in their lives and create new memories. Life doesn't wait for perfect. While Arslan continued to strive for excellence in all areas of his life, he learned to accept that perfect was an illusion. It was better to have a good moment that passed than to miss it while waiting for the perfect moment. The boy and Arslan continued to meet every weekend to build sandcastles. They would spend hours creating these magnificent structures, laughing and having fun together. Now when the waves inevitably washed them away, instead of getting upset, they saw it as an opportunity to start again, to create something even bigger and better. One day, Arslan noticed a profound change in the boy. While building their sandcastle, the boy suddenly stopped and stared at the sea. "What's wrong?" asked Arslan, concerned. The boy turned to him and said, "You know, my dad told me that one day the sea will take my sandcastle away, and I woe and be able to stop it." "That's true," said Arslan, smiling, "but that's also true of everything else in life. No matter how hard we try to hold on to it, one day it will end. That's why it's important to enjoy the moment while we have it." The boy nodded, understanding. "So let's build the biggest and best sandcastle ever," said Arslan, extending his hand to the boy. "Let us make it so beautiful that even the waves will be jealous and want to be part of it." The boy laughed and took Arslan's hand. "Okay," he said, "let's build the greatest sandcastle in the world." And so they did. Together they created a masterpiece. A sandcastle that seemed to shimmer in the sunlight, a testament to their friendship and the beauty of imperfection. As they worked, Arslan couldn't help but feel a sense of contentment. He had found something he loved doing and someone he loved spending time with. In that moment, he realized that that was what life was all about, finding joy in the imperfections, embracing the beauty of the present, and cherishing the people who made it all worthwhile. For Arslan, it was the beginning of a new chapter, one filled with possibilities, challenges, and most importantly, life. He learned that while the perfect moment might never arrive, the moments that were good and real would last forever in his memory. If you enjoyed this story, please share it with your friends and family. And don't forget to subscribe for more heartwarming tales. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.